Hi, my name is Megan Coates, and I am the Room Parent Coordinator here at White Oak Elementary School, and I am here to talk to you about how we're going to do this Room Parent thing for the 2020-2021 school year. So let's just go ahead and get started so we can get through this pretty quickly, because I know you all have a ton of things to do, and sitting through a 45-minute presentation is probably not on your list of things. So let's get started. So who am I? As I said, my name is Megan Coates. I've been the Room Parent Coordinator here at the elementary school for these many years. I don't know even how many years at this point, at least 5. I don't know. I'm married to my husband, Daniel. We moved here about 9 years ago, probably. Our son, Andrew, is a 7th grader at Linear Middle, and our daughter, Charlotte, is a 4th grader in Miss Thompson's class. We've been here for a long if you need to contact me, you can email me at megcoates@gmail.com. You can text me. Please do not call me, because if you do, I probably won't answer. It's not because I don't like you. It's just I don't answer the phone if I don't recognize the phone number. So you can text me at any time at 865-387-1018, or you can find me. I'm on Facebook pretty frequently because I am an admin for, I feel like, all the Facebook groups for the kindergarten and 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, and 4th and 5th grade level groups for the school, as well as the official Room Parent Facebook group. So I am here pretty often. If you message me, I will try to get back to you as quickly as possible. If something happens and you send me a message and you don't hear back from me within like a day, then please ping me again, because it's entirely possible that your email just got buried, or I thought I responded to your text message and I forgot. So anyway, those are the 3 best ways to get a hold of me at any time. So what are our expectations for the 2020-2021 school year? Things are not going to look quite the same as they usually do. Hopefully there are things that we normally do that we can go back to doing next year. But right now, we can't. So the first thing we're going to do is talk about creating and distributing a class directory, which we do every year. Ensuring that parents are kept up to date on goings-on at the school, specifically those items that pertain to them. Planning class parties for December and May, remembering your teacher's birthday, and helping with monthly teacher appreciation. So let's start with creating a class directory and parent contact information. So first things first, your teacher is not allowed to give you access to parent/student information due to privacy laws. That's not our rule. That's, I don't know, state law, federal law, I don't know. But we are not allowed to get that information from the school. That information must be given to us voluntarily, which is why at the beginning at open house every year, there is usually a class directory and parent contact information form that we have you fill out. But since we didn't do an open house this year, we weren't able to collect information that way. So we're going to have to get a little creative about how we're going to collect this information. So let's talk about the 2 main ways I think are the best for collecting this information. If anybody comes up with a 3rd option, I would love to hear it, but these are the 2 ways I've come up with. Number 1, create a Google form for your parents to fill out. Number 2, send home a paper form for parents to fill out and return to you. So let's talk a little bit about the pros and cons of each one of these, so you kind of know what you're getting yourself into. So Google Form, pros. It is digital, so you can just have your teacher email the link to all of your parents. They can fill it out either by their phone, from their tablet, from their computer, whatever way is most convenient for them, and it's quick and it's easy. The information should be accurate because you can read it really easily, and that kind of ties in with the legibility. So accuracy in both the information that they're giving you and in your ability to read it. So you're never going to have to look at it and go, is that a U or an R? And also, you don't have to worry about them hopefully typing in a email address where you're asking for a street address or vice versa. And then a really cool thing that you can do with Google Forms is you can link a Google form directly to a Google Sheets spreadsheet. So the information, when as parents fill out the information, it just automatically gets dumped into a Google Sheets spreadsheet, which kind of gives you a jump start on starting your class directory. Some cons with using Google Forms: there's a little bit of a learning curve to creating a form if you've never made one before. They're not hard, just takes a little bit of time getting in there and learning how to use them. They can get buried in the inbox, and we all have tons of emails that we're getting these days. So there's a good chance that a parent just may never see it because they just missed it. Likewise, you may have parents who don't check their email regularly and never see it either. And then whoever creates the form must have a Google account. So if you don't have a Google account or a Gmail account, then maybe don't be the person that volunteers to create the Google form. Unless you want a Google account, then go for it. Okay, paper form. So the pros are that we can send home paper forms in Friday folders. You just print off a copy, make copies, send them to your teacher, and your teacher sticks them in Friday folders. And then assuming that parents check their child's Friday folders, they will get the form. And it's already created for you. It's the same form that we've been using for years. I've already gone into it and made the appropriate edits, and I have uploaded that to the files in the Facebook groups for kindergarten, first, second, third, fourth, and fifth. So if you want it, it's there. Cons: the rate of return whenever we ask parents to take a piece of paper, fill it out, and send it back to us, the rate of return is typically very small. So I would not expect 100% participation if you go all paper. You'll probably be doing good to get about 50% participation. There will be a delay in seeing and reviewing responses. So what most teachers do is they will kind of collect them during the week, and then they will put them in your child's Friday folders on Friday. So you will presumably get a stack of them every Friday, at least for the foreseeable future, which means that there's just time that, it's just going to take longer to compile everything. Obviously, we've all seen the inside of our children's backpacks and notebooks, and we know that things get lost, damaged, and destroyed in there all the time. This is also true with the paper forms. And again, going back to legibility, sometimes they're just difficult to read, and compiling that information can be difficult when you're trying to ascertain handwriting. So pros and cons, good to know. If you are a face-to-face class and you would rather just send paper forms, that's fine. And you don't want to deal with a Google form, that's fine. You can do that. Just wanted everybody to be aware of the pros and cons of it. Likewise, if you are a class and you only want to use Google Forms, that's okay too. We're just trying to make sure that we try to get the information to all parents in whatever ways we can, which is why I recommend, if you're going to do that, if you are in a face-to-face class, that you do both a Google form and a paper form in Friday folders, and that way hopefully you capture all of your parents. Like I said, blank copies of the class directory form can be found in the Facebook files of each group. So it's, like I said, it's a Word document. You just download it, print it, and you'll need to make copies of it. If your teacher is feeling very generous, they may be willing to go and make copies of it for you and send it home. They may not. So you may have to just print out 30 copies of it at your house. Don't know what else to tell you. Normally, I would say just go up to the school and make a few copies from the copy machine. But again, we're not really allowed in the schools right now. So I'm pretty sure they would frown on us just showing up to use their copy machine. So if you need to make copies, if you're like, I just can't print out 30 copies of this from my home printer because ink is expensive, and it is, then talk to your teacher, see what you guys can work out to try to get these forms in people's Friday folders as quickly as possible. Okay, if you are in digital classes, I would recommend just doing a digital form or a Google form only. Take the link and include that link, send that to your teacher and ask them to please include it in the next email they send out. They don't need to send out a special email for this only unless they just really want to. But most teachers, at least our teacher, does typically send out emails to all the parents in the class at least once a week. So having them just kind of add that into those emails should be, hopefully, knock on wood, pretty easily. So let's talk about a few tips when it comes to doing class directories. Make sure that the parent has checked yes, that they do give permission for their child's information to be shared in the class directory. If you do a Google form, there is a way to have it, put that in there. You can just make check boxes, and then you can set it as a required response question so that they cannot submit the form without checking yes, I do give my permission to include my child's information, or no, I do not. I have already started creating a class directory or a Google form for Miss Thompson's 4th grade class, and I was able to do that pretty easily. So make sure that they've done that. If it's a paper form, there are 2 boxes at the top. One says, yes, I do give my permission. One says, no, I do not give my permission. Please only print my child's name in the class directory. So make sure before you start doing your class directory that you check those 2 boxes and see if what they say, because you do not want to inadvertently include the information of a child whose parent doesn't want it shared in the class directory. If a parent does not respond to the question, which this tends to happen on the paper forms, they just skip over it, they don't see it, and they don't check it. First, contact them to find out if their answer is yes or no. Give them a couple of days to respond. If they do not respond, then assume that the answer is no and list only the student's name in the directory. Better safe than sorry, I say. And then finally, save any paper forms that you collect until the end of the school year. This way, in case anything happens and you send out the class directory and then a parent says, oh, but I didn't want my child's information shared, you have the form that says, you gave me permission to share it. So it's kind of a cover your butt kind of thing. Okay, moving on, keeping our parents informed. So if you have been around room parenting here at White Oak for kind of any length of time, then you know that at the beginning of every month, I send out an email to all of my room parents with important information like upcoming events, information that you just need to know about the school, teacher birthdays, that kind of thing. When you get that email, please know that it is kind of a generic email that is meant to cover kindergarten through 5th grade. So there may be information in there that doesn't pertain to you or your grade level. So if you are a kindergarten parent and there's information in there about 5th grade, then feel free to remove the stuff about 5th grade stuff, because presumably if one of your parents in your class, for example, has a kindergartner and a 5th grader, then they should also be getting this email from their 5th grade room parent. So they should still be getting this 5th grade information from their 5th grade room parent. So when you get the email, go through it, make any edits, and then you can just simply forward it on to all of your parents. You don't need to recreate the wheel. And I try to keep it as easy for you all as possible. Some of you guys are really great at doing that. Some of you guys not so much. It's an important thing. I would not ask you to do it if it was not important. Okay, expect the first of these emails at the beginning of October. Normally, yes, I would send out a September one, but we are all just trying to figure out what we are doing here. So I did not send out a September one, but you can expect to see the first of them coming in October. Let me just say, there will be a point sometime this year when I completely forget to send an email. I promise it will happen. So if it gets to like the end of the first week of the month and you haven't seen an email come from me, someone ping me, like message me, email me something and be like, hey, are you sending this email? Because I will forget, because I feel like the months just creep up on you sometimes. Okay. Planning class parties. So as far as I know, as of right now, we can still have class parties, but that may mean that parents are not allowed to attend the class parties. As I said earlier, um, our access to the school, parents and guardians' access to the school is very, very limited. I don't even know who is allowed in the school besides faculty and staff at this point. So that could change. We may be given more access as the semester progresses, or it may not. I don't know right now. So if you are in a face-to-face class, I would not anticipate being able to have a traditional class party in December. I would, so that means I wouldn't expect to be able to tell parents that they can come. We may be allowed to have a couple of room parents there to help, but I don't know that for a fact. So I would not bank on that. So all classes, digital and face-to-face, start considering non-traditional parties, such as a party in a bag that your teacher could run either alone or with limited assistance. Um, for what I am kind of thinking of for fourth grade, my daughter's class is all virtual, is making individual bags for each kid and having like a snack and a craft and, you know, a few things in the bags. And then, and I might be setting myself up for something here, delivering a bag to each of the students in her class so that the day of the party, everybody has a bag that they can, you know, and it's kind of a virtual party in a bag. For face-to-face classes, you can certainly do the same thing, or you might just want to do like a larger, like more general party in a bag. I would not plan on being able to get in to decorate or do anything like that. But know that if things change and we are allowed to start doing some of these things, I will definitely let you know as soon as I know. So, but just right now, we don't know. All right, teacher birthdays are next. So upcoming teacher birthdays are always listed in the monthly email. I always put that month's teacher's birthdays as well as the next month's teacher's birthdays. Since I did not send out an email for the month of September, there was a Facebook post in each one of the groups that lists the August teacher birthdays, the September teachers, and the October birthdays. And there's only one teacher in the whole school that has an October birthday. Miss Brundle. Um, Also, teacher likes lists are posted in the file section of the Facebook groups. I do ask teachers to update them every year. Most teachers are very good about updating their likes lists. Some are not. So the most recent likes lists that I have are the ones that are posted in the groups. So some of them are from like 2016. They're a little dated, but those are what I have. Also, don't forget our specials teachers and our special education teachers. Many of you will probably work very closely with special education teachers. All of our kids will have their specials teachers. So if you have a teacher that's just really made a big impact on your child, or you just have a really good relationship with, it is absolutely okay to acknowledge and remember their birthdays as well. Also, August teacher birthdays. August teacher birthdays are always the most difficult because they're right there at the beginning of the school year, and we're still trying to get our room parents together and figure out what's going on. If you have an August teacher birthday, it is perfectly okay to celebrate their birthday belatedly, or even their half birthday if you want to. That's fine, as long as they are acknowledged at some point during the school year. If your teacher has a summer birthday, it is okay to wait and like maybe acknowledge their birthday in May, but please don't just skip it, because like if you have a kid with a summer birthday, you know how often their birthdays get overlooked anyway. So don't skip your teacher's birthday, even if it's a summer birthday. All right, this is a little different. Monthly teacher appreciation. Yes, we are still planning on having a teacher appreciation week, probably in the month of February. We typically do it during the month of February, but sometimes it's in the month of May. It just kind of depends on what's going on. And I'm not exactly sure what month it's slated for this year yet, but I will let you know when I find out. But this year, I have spoken with the chair of our Faculty Appreciation Committee, and we would like to make sure that we recognize our teachers every month. because they are working under some really stressful conditions. There's a lot going on. I know that currently my daughter's class has like 40 something kids in it because it's the virtual class for the fourth grade. She's got a lot going on. I know it's not a normal school year. So I think we need to make sure that we give our teachers a little bit of extra love this year and let them know that their work is being seen and appreciated by all of us. So we're not 100% sure what we're doing yet for each month or what we're allowed to do. We would like to do some breakfast maybe if we can. Maybe some other things. We haven't really figured out what we're doing yet. We literally had this discussion like Friday. So we haven't quite gotten everything together yet. And we're kind of waiting to see, like I said, waiting to see what Miss Lathan says we can and can't do right now. Some of this may require some volunteers to come in and help out. If that's the case, we will put up signups and you can sign up if you can help for that. If you are interested in helping to plan these monthly experiences, and I'm calling them experiences because I don't know what else to call them right now, then you can either email me, and my email is at the beginning, or you can email Lisa Skyver, who is the Faculty Appreciation Chair, and her email is skyverlisa@gmail.com. And we will make sure that we get you in the email loop so we can start planning this stuff. All right, so key takeaways from all this. For the month of September, work on collecting parent contact information and creating your class directory. It would be really, really great if we could have class directories done and out the door by the end of September. That's typically my goal. If it pushes over into October a little bit, that's okay. But let's get this done and get it checked off the list so that we can move on, okay? Monthly class emails will start going out at the beginning of October, so don't stress out if you're looking for a September email. You won't find one. I haven't sent it. If you are interested in helping Lisa or I plan monthly teacher appreciation experiences, email one of us so we can get you in the loop. And then finally, start brainstorming ideas for unconventional class parties. And like I said, if anything changes, if restrictions are lifted a little, then I will update you with that information as I get it. So thank you guys for spending your time tonight watching this little webinar. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments section below and I will try to answer them as soon as I possibly can. Otherwise, have a great night and we will talk to you later. Bye.